Greetings, dear ones. I am the Keeper of Time. I have come with you this day in order to intersect your timeline, to help you understand part of the larger aspect of the waves that are taking place on your planet right now. In reality, you have found many ways of moving forward, but it is still generally 3 steps forward and 1 or 2 backwards. This is the normal path that everything seems to take when it experiences resistance. Well, you have set your energy well, dear ones, because you have turned a rather large corner for all of you. And we wish to tell you about that this day so that you can embrace it. You can use it. Many of you have been having challenges, whether they are large challenges or small challenges, physical or environmental, whatever it is. Your major shifts of energy and your challenges have taken much of your energy over the last several months. This was understandable for a lot of different reasons, but we also tell you, dear ones, it's changed. You basically had to clear a lot of the energy from the past. And many times, those of you who have simply walked forward willingly to step into the new energy have left things unsettled sometimes. It's not absolutely necessary that you always go back and fix everything in your past. That is not needed. But what happens is it builds an energetic level, almost as if you can carry that in your physical being. In other words, what takes place is that you may have an interaction with someone that you love, and let's say that you say something that hurts them. And you don't get the opportunity to talk to them or to clear that energy, so that gets stored somewhere in your body. You usually focus all sorts of energies in your physical body. This is why you have so many healers on your planet, to release some of those things. But without even going to a healer, the planet has now started to shift in a new way. As we have mentioned before, at the heart of your Milky Way galaxy is a rather large black hole that has started to feed again. And in reality, all of this time, you have been clearing and settling energy, which is the reason many of you have had setbacks or challenges, or could not see the future, could not make your manifestations work, no matter what you did. And no matter what used to work in the past, it didn't seem to work the same. It's almost as if you're out of kilter just a half a degree, and you seem to miss everything. That is shifting for every human on Earth. So celebrate it not only with your fellow humans and your friends and your loved ones, but know that you have cleared a huge amount of debris from your past, which you do not have to carry forward into your 5th dimensional living. That was worth it. At least you will say that when you come home and you can see the larger picture of things. You'll understand it at that point. And until then, just know that things will get better for everyone in some ways. Now, we're not telling you, dear ones, that all the problems of the world are solved. We're not telling you that all the manipulations of the world have stopped, or that everything can settle its own energy. That is simply not true. You have setbacks coming in several areas of which we have clearly spoken and let you be aware of ahead of time, in order to make your decisions about where you wish to be. We've told you about the economic reset. We've told you about the earth changes that are taking place. We've told you about how the planet is basically adapting herself so that she can hold empowered humans in their grasp. You have done this before. Most of you were there in the days of Lemuria. Oh yes, you remember the Atlantean ones much easier than the Lemurian ones. The Lemurian ones almost seemed too simple. There were no major wrestling of huge problems of how to house all the people or how to make an empowered society. You were successful at that. And that is coming back. That is where Earth today is going. In the same place. You have an opportunity to change everything on your planet. Will it all happen at once? No, of course not. It'll happen in small segments. It'll happen with 3 steps forward and 1 or 2 steps back. You experience that on a normal basis anyway. It is part of the beauty of who you truly are. But you have capabilities now of starting new things. These are the perfect times, dear ones, to start a new project, to start working and writing and grounding that book that you have always had in the back of your thoughts, wondering if you would ever have the time or whether you would be good enough. Well, we tell you, dear ones, you're good enough. Oh, absolutely. And we are waiting to watch the profound effect that you will have on your planet, and many of you have already been doing. You hold the energy of love. You are workers of the light, and you have decided to ground that energy not only in the planet, but in your surroundings, in your environment, in your friendships. These are magical for all of you. And we tell you there is so much more coming. You have great capabilities of touching another heart. And that's what we ask you to do with this. As your luck starts to change, and it may not all happen at exactly the same moment, but watch as your energy starts to shift. Are we talking about all people on planet Earth? Not all. Some are on the degrading cycle. It is mostly those of the light that are moving in this direction, and one is not good and one is not bad. As you will see at some point, you need the balance of all of it. But for those of you who have worked in this energy and have very much cared to prosper and to work in this area where you can spread your light, you'll find things getting a little easier. Yes, we're not even going to say 3 months this time, because that would be very easy to do. You're not quite finished with the last several 3-month segments we've given you. But this is a breath of fresh air. And that is the way to think of it. As a breath of fresh air. You go outside. Does it mean you automatically inhale and take all that? No, most of you are very hesitant. Most of you take small steps to test the waters, so to speak, to test everything in front of you to make sure it's what you wanted. We ask you to just open the door and breathe. Open the door and take it in and step forward into it. If the timing is not right for you, or if some of these issues that you have been clearing back here are not quite released yet, you'll know it. You'll have opportunities, unfortunately, for it to come right up in your face. But that's the perfect opportunity to release it, to let go, to make conscious decisions to move forward into the light. The times have changed. Your world has shifted tremendously. The rules by which you have been living have also shifted. You're finding so many things, dear ones, it is just magical. For us to tell you that this is causing a huge area of interest throughout the universe. There's more eyes on planet Earth than ever before. Let us speak for a moment, just one moment, about this planet which has found planet Earth. They have discovered you. We have spoken of it for the last couple of years. They have found planet Earth, but they don't know what to do with it. They know that there is probably life on planet Earth due to the surroundings. They can see somewhat of the ionosphere, the blueness of the water, all the things that can be seen from far away. But they do not have the technology to reach you, the same as you. But they have recently done a few things to get your attention. And although we tell you there are many opportunities, watch the planet 4862851. It's a Kepler planet, and we tell you that found by the Kepler satellite. And we tell you that that particular planet is how they are getting the messages to you. You'll see anomalies, things that cannot be explained. You've already seen a few. Watch for them. Share them when you find them. Share them when you see the evidence, and celebrate them. Do not go into fear. It is exactly the opposite of what they have intended. They are a great race of beings. Are they ahead of you? in any way, in evolution, in technology? Well, in some areas they are slightly ahead of you, and in some areas they are behind you. They are actually very well matched for your evolution. What will be interesting to you is that many of your rituals, they also do. There are certain things that can help with all living beings, and you'll find them too. Would you like to speak with them? Go into a meditation and open a channel. They are waiting to respond. They would love to do nothing more than to bring some of the energy in from their planet to yours. Do they have all the answers? No. Of course not. You are holding many of them yourselves. So therefore, to open this bridge of communication energetically at first, and later to be able to actually meet some of these beings, will be grand indeed. Your Earth has also been going through some fairly major changes, shifts and so forth that have basically been on what you would call a normal cycle, but this cycle has been sped up so greatly by the pollution of planet Earth, by the Industrial Revolution itself, by the fossil fuels that you constantly put into the air, the carbon pollution, all the rest of it. It is now on a spiral that is moving faster and faster as it goes down. And it's very difficult to even predict sometimes when these events will take place. But we tell you, all of you can calm this down. You are the beings of light that hold the energy that comes through you, and you can ground it into the earth. Work in harmony with her in any way you can. You have learned to do things like recycle certain things. You've learned to live more in harmony with the planet on some areas. Teach it around, spread it, share the need for it, and communicate with her directly, for she is in a major transition. It is actually her transitions that have caused some of the opportunities to have you clear your past. That is really what is taking place. The core of the earth, the very center piece of the earth, which is solid, is basically moving in a molten sea, but it is moving at a different pace than the outside of the earth. It's actually what creates all your magnetism on planet Earth and your magnetosphere, which works really well until it starts to degrade, which is what it's doing. We'll share more of this with you as we go forward, but work in harmony with the planet here, because right now you can make more of a difference in some of these areas than you ever have before. It's almost as if a wind has come into planet Earth and cleared many of the clouds, allowing you to see much further down the path than you ever thought possible. Do not be discouraged by the small things. What are the small things? They are the big issues you've been dealing with, at least what you thought were your big issues, over the last several months. Are you ready to step past them? That is what's taking place. Take the breath of fresh air. Do so over and over again. Do so filling you with light, love, and energy that you can not only bring to the earth, but to your fellow man. You are spirits pretending to be human in a physical bubble of biology. And you're learning how to use that spirit, how to have it be up front, and how to have the energy coming from it in different ways. You are the magicians of the game board. We honor you dearly, dear ones. Ask you 3 things only: to treat each other with respect, to nurture one another at every opportunity. And don't forget to play well together. Aspavo.